Hello, welcome to the stream. Today we are going to be playing some Kerbal Space Program. This game has been out for 11 years and it's a great game. I like playing it. So today we're going to start a new game and we are going to do career mode. In career mode, you have to manage all aspects of your space program. So that means the funds, the reputation, the science, all of them are active. Contracts are available at mission control. So let's just change our flag here. We'll pick any one that kind of pops out to us. Why not just pick something? Okay, I'll pick this one. Alright, so I'm going to label the save Lab Rec Determination, because Kerbals are very determined to get into space. I'm going to do normal difficulty. And let's just jump right in and start. So Kerbal Space Program 2 is coming out next year, 2023 at some point. I'm really looking forward to it. I heard that they're going to be adding bases to the game, better graphics. Welcome to the Space Center. Nice to meet you. I am Gene Kerman, Flight Director, and your guide for this quick introduction. Okay, I got it. So mission control, VAB building where we design our rockets, launch pad where we launch our rockets, tracking station where we can track our missions in orbit, research and development. This will become very important. That's what we're going to unlock today. So let's just have a look. We got nothing on here so far, and we have 0.0 science. So let's get out of here. We have our astronaut complex where we can hire Kerbals, scientists, engineers, pilots. Administration building. This is where you can do certain campaigns. Okay, anyways, I'm not going to do any of that stuff. We got a runway here for our spaceplane hangar, and let's just get right into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is jump into the mission control. And you can see all your missions here or contracts that are available to you. I don't have any active ones and I haven't completed anything yet. So gather scientific data from Kerbal and launch our first vessel. It says that we could only have 2 contracts at the moment. And this does increase, but you need to upgrade the mission control building. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is gather some science. Give us a quick crew report before launching. It's fine if any of the lights on the control panel are flashing, just give it a swift kick. Yeah, bang it, that's the way to get anything fixed. Launch our first vessel. We'd like to officially start off the space program with a bang, a very controlled bang preferably. Launch your first vessel off the launch pad of the runway to achieve this goal. So they're going to give us 5,280 and then we get 1,120 for an advance. Right now you can see that we have 25,000 Kerbal bucks or whatever they are. So we're going to take this mission and we are going to accept it. We're going to take this mission and we are going to accept it. So we can't accept any more. We can deal with these ones later. Alright, so let's leave the facility and let's get into getting some science. So this first design that we're going to make is going to be pretty simple. It's just going to be something that can collect science. That guy is just Werner von whatever. He's just telling us about the introduction. So we're going to pick a Mark 1 command pod. The other one seems like it's a re-entry module. So we click this. There we go. We got our flag on the back there. Alright, so now we are going to add some science onto this thing. The only thing that we do have at the moment is mystery goo containment. It's like goo inside of a canister. So I'm just going to place this on the side of the pod. Got 2 of them. And just in case, we're going to give ourselves a parachute. Got to make sure we come home safely. And what else do we need? Do we have any fuel tanks? We don't. Oh, we have one. A free solid booster. So I'm just going to put that on the bottom here. And there we go. Our first vessel is ready to launch. We're just going to name it First Launch. Alright, so I'm going to save this and make sure that we have some crew in there. Got Jebediah, he's like the main man of the Kerbals. He's a pilot. And Valentina is also a pilot. Bill is an engineer. Bob is a scientist. So as you go into space, you get these guys experience points. So Jebediah, you're going to be going on this mission. So back to build mode. I'm going to save and launch. So this mission, we're just going to launch our first vessel, and we're also going to gather a little bit of science. And the science that we gather is going to be minimal because we're sitting on the runway or the launch platform. Alright, so we zoom in, nice view. I don't know why it's scorched. I haven't launched anything yet. Maybe they were just doing a little bit of testing. Okay, so we're going to right click on here and do a crew report. Crew report from the launch pad. You record the crew's assessment of the situation. 1.5 science, which isn't too bad considering we had nothing. So I'm going to keep that experiment, and then we're going to do a mystery goo experiment. Alright, so if we recovered this vessel, we would get 3 science, and if we transmitted the data, we would only get 1.3, which really isn't worth it since we're staying here on the launch pad. So I'm going to keep that experiment. Alright, so we got an experiment from the launch pad, the mystery goo from the launch pad. So now we're going to launch our first vessel. Throttle up using shift. Turn on the SAS. Make sure everything is good to go. So if you have a look down here, you can tell I didn't do my staging properly. So I'm just going to push this button, bring down my engine. That way when I hit the space bar, I fire my engine, and then I'm going to fire my parachute afterwards. So throttle up, good to go. Let's hit spacebar. Alright, so I'm going to tilt a little bit. While we're up in space, I'm going to do another crew report. Oh, I can't. I should have took the data. Oh well, I can observe mystery goo. So that gives us 7 science while flying at Kerbal. The goo jiggles and wobbles as the craft flies. So we'll keep that. Now we have 3 experiments so far. We would have had 4 if I actually got out of my ship here and took this data from the command module and then did another crew report while I was in space. So we made it up to about 14, 15, let's say 11.8. Not even, 11.7. So now we're falling back down to the planet, as you can see. And we're going to land over the water. So that gives us an opportunity to do a little more experiment and gather some more science over the water. We'll let it fall down slowly. So in this game, you can actually speed up time with these buttons up here. And now that I'm getting closer, I'm going to launch my parachute at about 4,000 meters. When you hit about 500, I believe, is when your parachute starts to open. So you can see I'm going 270. And hopefully we touch down nice and softly on the water. There we go, slow down really nicely. And it does look like we'll have a nice semi-soft landing. Usually you want to be going slower than this to have a nice landing. Last thing you want is your engine to blow up or even your Kerbal to die. Nice soft landing. I'm going to rotate over a little bit and gather a little more science. So, Mr. Jebediah, you can go on an EVA. I'm going to collect the data that is from the command module. And we're going to get back inside. And we're going to do one more crew report. So that will give us 2 science, and even if we transmitted it, it would still give us 2 science. So crew report from Kerbin's water, there's nothing special about that. So let's keep the experiment. And now we can recover our vessel. So this is our first launch. We did complete both of our goals with that. So now we can recover. And hopefully unlock our first science. Alright. So we got the crew report from the launch pad, mystery goo from the launch pad, mystery goo while flying, and recover the vessel. So it gave us 18.5 science, and we now have 30. Not bad. So we're just gonna spend those science. Oh, we also got all of the funds from the rocket that we launched back. So let's just get out of here. Jebediah, you never got any experience. Oh, you got 1. But still not enough for a star. So let's go spend our science. We have basic rocketry and engineering. We have 30 science, so we could probably get both of them. This will unlock the swivel liquid fuel engine, the R10 hammer solid fuel booster, and the FLT100 fuel tank. This one unlocks a decoupler, thermometer, communitron, and another communitron. So let's get both of these. Research. This one, research. Let's see what else we can get. General rocketry. This gives us a liquid fuel engine, the Reliant, a Thumper solid fuel booster, and the FLT200 fuel tank, which is probably a little bit bigger than that last number we got. But it's going to take 20 science, so that'll be everything that we have. Stability, aerodynamic nose cone, winglets, and radial decoupler. Let's see what else we have. Survivability, heat shield, that's going to be important. We might have to go for that first. Press mat barometer, radiator panels, landing struts, and more parachutes. Service bay. I'm actually thinking I'm going to go for the survivability down here, because that'll give us another science experiment to do to gain more science, and we can actually get these 2 a lot quicker. So let's research that. Alright, 5.5 science left, not enough to quite do anything else, but at least now we have heat shields. So we're just going to leave the facility here and get some new contracts. Oh, now we have a whole bunch of them. Conduct a focused observational survey of Kerbin. Haul LVT-45 swivel liquid fuel engine into flight above Kerbin. Parachute, RT-10 hammer. Let's just continue with escaping the atmosphere here. So we'll grab that one. And then we'll also grab the orbit Kerbin. So fly a vessel up and out of the atmosphere and accelerate parallel with the surface until you're in a stable orbit to achieve this goal. They're actually going to pay quite a lot. I just hope I can do that. So we're going to accept it and leave the facility. So now we have more money than we did before, quite a bit more. Like 100,000, 150,000 more. Go into the vehicle assembly building. And we're going to make a new rocket that will hopefully help us escape the atmosphere and possibly get into orbit. So let's ditch this booster. We're going to keep the science goo on the pod. We'll keep the parachute. That way we can actually come home safely. And coupling. So this will help you separate those stages. But before we do that, let's put a heat shield. Oh, that's too small. This one here seems about right. Perfect. So we're gonna put this on there. There we go. So make sure, keep an eye on your staging down here to make sure everything is correct. Now, we're gonna get some fuel tanks. 1, 2. Not sure exactly how many we'll need to try to get into an orbit. We'll see what happens with that. Engines. Let's get the swivel liquid fuel engine on there. Gonna zoom out a little bit so we can see what we're doing. I don't think that'll be enough fuel, but we can try. Let's see if I can put any more boosters on here as well. That will probably work. Get an engine here. Let's do these solid boosters. This definitely probably won't get me into orbit, but at least it'll help me escape the atmosphere. Aerodynamics. I don't have any nose cone, but let me put some basic fins on here to help me steer this vessel. And for the heck of it, I'll put 2 on the end. Alright, so that looks good for our second launch. And let's just change that up. Perfect. So we're gonna save that. Make sure... Jeb and I get out. Valentina, you can go for a ride this time. Launch our... Oh, we did get more science. So let's put that on there as well. Ooh, we got 2 science. So we can take temperatures. I'll put it up here. And we can check the pressure. So put 2 of those here. And maybe I'll move the thermometers. Pop them right there. Good enough. Alright, I think we're ready to launch. Let's see what happens with this. Saved and good to go. Jebediah is not going to have all the fun. We're going to let Valentina do a little bit of flying here. And there we go. So last time we weren't able to get any science from flying over Kerbal from the crew report. So this time we are going to make sure that we do that. So I'm going to log the temperature of the thermometer here. 2.4 science. That was more than we got from the crew report. Temperature scan from the launch pad. Alright, so we're going to keep that. Let's also do a pressure scan. Log pressure data. Ooh, 3.6. Atmospheric pressure scan from the launch pad. Collected and recorded atmospheric pressure data from the surroundings. So I'm going to keep the experiment. And let's try to escape the atmosphere if we can. I do want all 3 of these maybe to launch at the same time. So I just fixed my staging there. Throttle up. You ready, Valentina? Here it goes. Ooh, so fast. I would like to get some mods to help me with my atmosphere, more clouds, graphics, and visualization. But I'm not sure exactly which mods are good for that. So I stopped my liquid engine on the bottom there, and now I'll restart that up. Just continue to fly. We'll do a crew report. Flying over Kerbal shores. We'll keep that experiment. Now we could probably also do a pressure data. Ooh, while flying at Kerbal. 8.4 science, so we'll keep that. We'll also do a temperature scan of flying over Kerbal. 5.6 science, we'll keep that. And since we do have science from the mystery goo flying over Kerbal, we're actually going to save that until we land in the water. So we didn't get out of the atmosphere with this, which kind of blows. But that's what Kerbals are all about. Determination. Just keep trying. And I guess we're falling back to the planet now. 18,000 feet. That's not so bad. I do like the fact that you can see mountains in the background. And I really can't wait for Kerbal Space Program 2. I do think that's going to be an amazing game. If it's anything like this game. So at least we're a little more bottom heavy there, so we can actually fall head first a little bit. No fuel, we didn't make it out of the atmosphere, and we weren't definitely able to do an orbit, but whatever, we'll try again. No fuel left, and we're slowly losing our electric charge. That's because our Kerbal Valentina is trying to keep the ship straight. Maybe if I turn this off, we probably wouldn't drain any. Nothing at all. Let's turn it back on. Hello, Ashley IMO. Welcome, welcome. We are playing Kerbal Space Program. And we are trying to unlock the research tree. But this is our second launch. And it was a failure. Uh-oh. I kind of forgot about that. Goodbye. Crash. Well, that's wasted money. Oh well. And then our slow descent to the water, which we will gather some mystery goo from there. Can I grab some from here? 1.6. Might as well keep that. And we will do this here as well. Observe mystery goo. 4 science for that. This goo escapes into the water. Well, you better get it back. We need that. Alright, so I kept that. And we are going to recover this vessel. So we didn't escape the atmosphere and we did not orbit Kerbal, but we will try again. We need a bigger rocket. But at least we got some science from that. Maybe we can unlock something else before we launch our third vessel. 29 science from that. Not too bad. We got all of our parts, well, not all of our parts, just the command module back with all the science that was connected to it. And Valentina's back. She got 1 experience as well. So now they're tied. Go into the research and development and let's spend our science. General rocketry. Let's get these bigger engines. Gonna gather that. And we have 16.4 left. Not quite enough to get this. I would like this radial decoupler though. So very soon. So let's leave the facility. And let's try again. We'll get a third vessel going here. Maybe that will escape the atmosphere. So let's just ditch this whole thing. We'll keep all that. Fuel tanks. So we have a bigger one now. Let's pop that on there. Zoom in a little bit. Get a second one. A third one. Fourth one. I don't even know how many I'm gonna need, so I'll just stack them on there like crazy. Maybe one more. You know what? I could probably take this, break it in half. I'll put a coupling on there. No, before I do that, an engine. That might help. So the Reliant engine doesn't have any gimbal. The swivel has gimbal, as implied by the name swivel. So I'm gonna grab the Reliant engine Nom nom nom. Are you eating something? Nachos? Well, I hope you're having some Thanksgiving nacho for me. Now we can put on this decoupler and add on more tanks. Perfect. So now I'm gonna get this Reliant engine. Maybe this will help us escape the atmosphere. Dill pickle chips, nummy. I actually like Lay's Classic myself, but dill pickle's good. Alright, now I'm gonna try to add on those side boosters again, because that really did help last time. Zoom out a little bit. Maybe this vessel will work. Ooh, we got gigantic boosters. Might as well use them. Ooh, that looks pretty badass for a rocket. Let's see what else we have that we can put on here. Nothing else that I'm really aware of. We can put some fins. Put 4 of those. And we'll put 2 on the end like we did on the other one. And we might be good to launch, so let's just name this third launch. Third try. Alright, let's do that. So we're gonna save this. And let's see how this one does. So when I fire, this one will go first. Let's do all 3 at the same time. Then it'll release that part, fire these engines, and release that part. Yeah, the music in this game is actually pretty awesome. Doom, 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 doom. Alright, save. Well, it's almost like really jazzy. Ooh, craft is too heavy. The launch pad can't support vessels heavier than 18 tons. Well, how heavy are we? Ooh, we're 27 tons. Maybe these boosters won't be a good idea. Yeah, it's really thick. So I'll take these boosters and let's see how that works out. Is it weight? That's good enough. Let's give that a try. Launch. And if I'm not mistaken, Valentina's flying this one as well. So she's going to have more experience than Jebediah. Jebediah gets all the credit anyways, so she deserves it. Okay, let's wish luck for this one. Hopefully we can get into space, or at least escape in the atmosphere. I am going to turn on the SAS and throttle up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch. Go Valentina! Oh, I really do love this game. Yeah, she can do it. She's pretty pro. She's better than Jebediah. So I'm slowing down just a little bit so I don't waste all my fuel. If you go more than 400, you start pushing up against the atmosphere, and it really is just a waste of fuel. Because you're using more fuel to push your ship through the atmosphere, and it's just really thick and heavy. And slow down a little bit more. And at that point, there's really nothing that I can do. Tilt over slightly to the right. Try to get ourselves gravity turn going on. And we're out of fuel for that first stage. So we're going to ditch it, and we have our little stage left. And boost it. So let's see how far we can actually get with this. Just going to go into the map so we can see how high we're really traveling. Ooh, we actually can't. Well, whatever. We're just going to launch and see what happens. 1,350 fuel left. It may or may not be enough, but who knows? I hope it's enough. Otherwise, she'll be coming crashing back down to the planet. Alright, so 600 fuel left. We're almost finished with this burn. I do hope we have enough to at least get into orbit, but it looks like we're probably not. Just shy. Very shy. But we did get out and escape the atmosphere, so we did complete one of our goals. The other one is orbit Kerbal. We can achieve that next time. So if you time warp, just let it go. Oh, by the way, that music, when you hear that, that means that your Kerbal has entered space. So let's do some science while we're here. First time in space, Valentina. Now you have something to brag about when you get back to the Kerbal Space Center. Jeb and I is going to be so jealous. Gonna observe our mystery goo here. Wow, 10 signs from that. Mystery goo observation while in space near Kerbal. Seems to have clumped into a sphere. It also becomes brittle. So we're gonna keep that. While we're up here, we can do a crew report. Crew report while in space near Kerbal. Seems we are very much in space right now. The sky seems to be mostly below us. We're gonna keep that. Let's take the temperature of space. We'll log the temperature there. 8 science for a temperature scan while in space near Kerbal. We'll also check the pressure data. 12 science from that. So we're gonna keep that. And let's see how far we are from our height of our... Alright. Well, it looks like we might get up to about 130, 135 possibly. Maybe even more. But we're really high up there. I'm actually happy that we were able to complete that escape the atmosphere goal. See that we're slowing down here. We're slowly gonna fall back to the planet. But we are ready for that. We have parachutes. And a heat shield this time. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. And we are falling back down. So Kerbal's atmosphere ends at 70,000. That's when you're technically in space. So we're now entering the atmosphere. You can see the music went away. And we are just gonna rotate ourselves into a retrograde angle. Get rid of this tank because we don't need it anymore. Dark side of the planet coming in for a nice landing. So we can fast forward time because we don't really want to be sitting there through the whole flight, falling out of nowhere. Now we're entering the thickest part of the atmosphere and we become a flaming fireball. I just hope nothing explodes. It looks like we're getting a little bit of thermal there. We can do a mystery goo report from here. From Kerbal's upper atmosphere. We get 9 cents. Let's see if I can do some other science. Oh, I heard an explosion. I don't know what that was. Let's log our temperature here. Now, oh, I think that was the rocket booster that we ditched before that. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Alright, so now it's so dark I can barely see. Which is why I'm going to launch my parachute at 5,000 because who knows where the ground is. And getting close. So about 250, 350 is the speed that you want to be coming home at, so you can launch your parachute. And deploy. I could have also pushed spacebar, but that's the second way that you can do it. I'm gonna travel back down to the waters, and I don't think we got any pressure data or even a temperature of the water. So let's try that. We'll get a nice landing here. And once we've landed, we will take a temperature scan. Oh, I can't take a temperature scan. Maybe I can. Valentina? Oh, you can't get out. Last time I was able to get out. That's kind of weird. Hello! How are you, Toxic? Alright. So maybe I can get out? I don't get it. Last time I was able to get out. Oh, okay, that's why. I was on the time warp. So now that you're out, you can actually pick up this data. Take data. Take data. I'm going to take the data from this. I'm going to collect the data from this. Same thing on the other side. We'll collect that. Collect all this temperature data. And this data. There we go. Now we can get back inside our capsule and do a few more experiments. We'll do the temperature scan of the water. That gives us 3.2 science. So we're going to keep that. We'll do a pressure scan and 4.8 science. So we'll keep that as well. Perfect. Now we can recover our vessel. And hopefully that'll give us enough science to unlock our radial decouplers. That'll help us lighten our load while we're traveling up in space. We're doing ours today, cooking turkey. I hope everybody's having a good Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to some turkey dinner. Wow, 70 science earned from that. So we got all of those experiments. We're going to keep them. And now we're going to go into our science and research and development and spend those science points that we just got. So let's get that radio decoupler. Oh, butter, salt, and pepper. That sounds pretty good. Research. Let's get that. 45 science. Looks like we can only pick one of these. Well, let's have a look at what they got for us. This one will give us a liquid fuel engine that is good for in space, very efficient. Oh, you're having ham? That sounds like a pretty decent Thanksgiving. Nice change turkey once in a while. Alright, fuel tanks. I'm not really too keen on getting that one. Let's see what this gives us. Launch stability enhancer. So this holds your rocket so it doesn't really tip over while it's on the launch pad. Some more decouplers. Strut connectors. Let's see what this is. Aviation. So this will unlock all the parts you need to build a plane. If you wanted to build a space plane. But for now we're just going to stick on trying to orbit Kerbal. Flight control. This gives us better winglets that we can put on the side of our ship. Let's see what else we got here. Basic science. Ooh, the science tuner. This gives us a lot of science. So no matter what, I'm going to go for that first. So we don't have quite enough to get anything else, but that's fine. We have that science experiment. So we're going to leave the facility. And now let's try this again. We'll go into mission control. Since we did complete one of our missions, we have one available that we can pick up. Let's see what we can do at the same time as trying to orbit Kerbal. We could haul the swivel into flight above Kerbal. The Mark 16 parachute. Let's do that one instead. So have a Mark 16 parachute. They want me to be on Kerbal, which I am. They want me to be flying, and they want me between 1,000 and 8,000 That's going to be a little difficult. So I know that when you return from space... Ooh, yams. Oh, you're making me hungry. Anyways, they want us to do this science experiment at an altitude of 1,000 meters to 8,000 meters. That's usually where we launch our parachute, but this is a little concerning to me, the speed. It might be pretty hard to actually get that slow. So I don't think I'll accept that one. Oh, this one I can do. Test the RT Hammer solid fuel booster while at the launch site. A lot of potatoes and steamed veggies, green beans. That sounds pretty healthy. Gotta be eating right. Okay, so we're gonna accept this contract. And now we have 2 contracts again. Perfect. So let's leave and try to build a better rocket. The last one that we built didn't have enough fuel to get us into orbit, but it almost did. So maybe one more tank will do it. Just gonna add one more tank here. Same size, because that's pretty much all we got. But now that our rocket is a little bit longer, I'm gonna actually add... Oh, we don't have that yet. Ooh, I can put the radio decoupler. Gonna zoom in a little bit. We'll probably put that right there. So whatever you attach to these, you can jettison them. So I'm gonna go into my engines. Ooh. I don't think we'll have enough space to put anything on there for weight, because we're gonna be overweight. We won't be able to launch. So let's give this a try with that extra fuel tank. This is the 4th try launch. And you know what? Let's get Valentina out of there. She's already had way too much experience. Jebediah, you're back in there. She's gonna be telling Bob and Bill how she went into space first and Jebediah's a nobody. Save and launch. Well, maybe we'll get into orbit with this vessel. Kind of hope so, because I would like to pick up another goal. So, we're gonna... Oh, you should have started your dinner earlier. Oh, you were streaming Coral Island. Well, I hope you had a lot of viewers. So I throttled up. I got my SAS turned on, which is a stability assist. And Jebediah is our pilot. We will launch. And we're going to throttle down so we don't go crazy with our fuel, and we're not going to be speeding. Ooh, that one mission I did not do. I should have put on a solid fuel booster on there, but oh well. We can do that next time. Let's just try to get into space. Speed up a little bit more. Perfect. Can't quite tilt over yet. Well, Jebediah is gonna have his skill. He can go into space this time. $6,000 meters. Looking good so far. And we're about to run over to the first stage. We'll jettison that and we'll do the second stage. Launch. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Tip it over, tip it over, tip it over. Too much, too much. Ooh, we saved it. That was close. I really hope this actually has enough fuel this time to get us into space. Ooh, see? We're getting a lot of drag from the aerodynamics there. But our speed is really quick actually. Uh-oh. 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 No! Looks like we lost science experiments. Uh-oh. Sorry, Jebediah, please don't die. Please don't die. Okay. We did not get into orbit. And we did lose a little bit of science. Oh well. It is what it is. Let's see what we lost there. We lost all of our experiments. Every single one of them. Well, that kind of sucks. Now we can't do any science. Well, I'm going to take a crew report from here. I get 4.5 science for that. So at least that's something. We'll keep the experiment. Oh, look at it. Just red hot command module. Poor Jebediah. He's probably just cooking in there. He's his own turkey dinner. Happy Thanksgiving, Jebediah. Alright. So it looks like we're not going to quite make it for our orbit. There's some music saying that we entered space. We're just going to fast forward. Oh, I love the graphics in this game. Next time, we will get into orbit. Maybe Valentina... I do. I still have to learn how to get those emojis. Ooh, let's slow down time here. I want to be coming in too quickly. Look at that beautiful view of the planet. Alright, so for those of you that don't know, this is retrograde, which means if I fire my engine, I will be slowing myself down. And if I turn this around here, this is prograde. And if I fire my engine, it will speed up. But I'm going to get rid of this dead weight and face myself retrograde so my heat shield takes the brunt of the force. So enter in the atmosphere, beautiful sunrise. And now we're taking heat damage again. I guess Jebediah is just too hot. Valentina needs to do this mission. She's the only one that will be able to do it. But at least we did get that escape the atmosphere goal completed. The next thing we have to do is we'll test this R10 Hammer solid fuel booster. This shouldn't even... You don't even have to leave the launch pad really. Get a little bit of money from that. I'm hearing explosions. That was probably the tank that we jettisoned earlier again. Alright, so we passed the thickest part of the atmosphere. Now we're going to be slowing down to about 250 to 300. I'm going to fast forward again so we can fall down nice and quickly. Oh, looks like we're going to be landing almost in a lake. Are we going to land in it? No, I don't think so. Alright, so pause. Launch our parachute. Perfect. Jebediah's safe landing. Well, that kind of blows. The only experiment that we were able to do is a crew report. And I don't even know how much money that rocket cost us. So technically, we lost all that money for 5 science, pretty much. It is okay, we will try again. Fast forward to our landing. Nice soft touchdown. Perfect. So, let's see if there's any crew reports that you can do, or EVA. We can take the crew report that we did while we were in the upper atmosphere. Oh, explosions. One of his eyes is weird? Now you're making me want to have a look at this. Eye. It looks a little buggy. Alright, well, while you're here, you can do an EVA report. 2.4 science. We're going to keep that experiment. And let's just lower our visor. And we'll take off the helmet. Look at his hair. I like his little spacesuit. Okay, so we climb back onto here. We're going to board it. Since we took out the crew report experiment, we can do another one. Crew report from Kerbin's grasslands. We get 1.5 science for that. Keep experiment and recover the vessel. So I think all in all we're going to get like 6.5 science from that, which wasn't really worth the money that was for the launch, but oh well, we'll try again. Maybe 5th time's the charm for getting into orbit. I think my problem is I'm just burning continuously. All of the Kerbals are cute. They look like Frankenstein monsters, but cuter. Well, I think they're part of the mystery. And maybe the mystery goo is like their offspring or something like that. Alright, let's see if we can spend a little bit of science, because we did get enough to unlock another thing. We already did have a look at these, but maybe we'll just get advanced rocketry. Some more engines, some more fuel tanks. That way we can save a little bit of parts. Alright, let's try this again. Well, first let's actually open up a new ship. New. And it's just something very simpler. We're gonna get that RT-10 fuel booster. This one. Because they want us to do a test at the launch pad. That's all we really need. Just gonna name this RT test. Save it and launch. So I'm hoping to at least get into orbit for the first time before I end this stream. But what I am planning on doing is continuing daily, and I do hope to unlock the full tree before I end these videos. So what you do is you right click on the booster and you hit run test. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. That's no good, that's no good, that's no good. I didn't bring a parachute. Jebediah's gonna die. Jebediah's gonna die. Maybe the water might help. Aw, R.I.P. Jebediah. Sorry, buddy. I can't even do an EVA or nothing. Crew report? Like it's gonna matter, it's gonna get destroyed? Now, I could go up here and hit escape and revert flight. You know what? What happened was I didn't bring a parachute, and when I did the test, I didn't really realize it was going to launch the engine. So what I'm going to do is cheat a little bit and revert the flight back to the launch pad. So none of that happened. You guys didn't see nothing at all. And we will try this again, but this time we're going to bring a parachute. No, no lies. So we're going to put a parachute on this thing and give it another try, because I don't want to lose another rocket. Parachute there. There you go. Now Jebediah can live. I'm sorry, I didn't want him to die. Especially so early in the game. Well, now we have a parachute, so we can hopefully survive. Throttle up, SAS, we'll run the test. And perfect. Launch, launch, launch. And we don't really even need to go far, so let's ditch. Uh-oh. No, he didn't die. I reverted back to the launch pad, so none of that really happened. Although he could have died if I kept it going. And then Valentina would be the only pilot left. She'd feel so superior. Alright, so we completed that test. We have achieved our goal. And yeah, Valentina power. To be honest, she'll be the one that I favor the most in this game. Because Jebediah, he gets way too much credit. I think I failed again. I'm going too quickly to launch my parachute, as you can tell by the red. I have no choice. Deploy. Didn't work. And goodbye, Jebediah. Well, I reverted and we did lose Jebediah. So it is what it is. Maybe he'll come back to life at some point. So let's just go back to the Space Center here. I guess we're gonna go through life without Jebediah. He died for the cause of the Kerbalonians. Okay. Valentina, it's all up to you. You're the only pilot left. You gotta do it. So let's get into building a rocket that will hopefully get us into orbit this time. I'm actually gonna reopen the 4th try launch. And since I can delete all of this. We did unlock bigger fuel tanks, so let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Get ourselves an engine to put underneath that thing. Probably a swivel. We'll put on a decoupler to separate them when we're flying. Get a few more fuel tanks. Sure, I will help you edit a video when I'm done. Perfect. Yeah, I'm sorry. I lost Jebediah. He's dead. So crew, all we have is Valentina. She's our only pilot left. And we're missing Jebediah. So I'm gonna go back in the build. We'll throw a rocket under this. And let's have a look here. 17.69. I hope this will do the job. Let's launch the vessel. We'll give it a try. This time I'm going to be a little more conservative on my fuel. And instead of just burning all the way out, I'm going to kind of stop it. That way I have a little bit of... Oh, wait for the program to respond. Give it time. Apparently Kerbal is not responding. Lies. Okay. Valentina, you are ready to launch. Please don't die. Let me just make sure I have a parachute. I do. And I have a heat shield. Let's do this. Launch. Ooh, slow liftoff there. Which means we're getting heavy. Slow launch. I really can't wait for Kerbal Space Program 2 to come out. I've been playing this game for a while. If she dies, then you either get to revert or hire a new pilot. I will actually have to hire a new pilot if I could. Because I really don't want to revert if I can avoid it. I reverted the first time because it's just a stupid mistake to not bring a parachute. And I guess I should be punished for my mistakes. So goodbye, Jebediah. And I think this one actually might do it. I am going to ditch my stage when this runs out. Oh, I don't want to kill her. And I'm not killing anybody. She's the pilot. See, this is all her doing. Jebediah, he was pretty crazy. Alright, so I believe this will have enough fuel to get me into orbit. But what I'm going to do is cut my engines right about now. I have a look at the map to see how high I'm going. Now that does not look like an orbit, so I'm going to continue to throttle. Just so it gets a little bit higher. Not sure how high it'll go up. And maybe a little tiny bit more. That might be enough space. So I'm going to fast forward just until he gets to his apoapsis, which is the highest point of his orbit or his flight. And when he hits that, I am going to point prograde and fire my engine. So right about now, prograde, fire engine. Perfect. This, I think, will get me into orbit. Am I even in space right now? I am not. So let's tilt a little more this way. We'll bring it up. There we go. Let's see if that will fix our issue. Go back into the map. We'll keep firing. Am I gonna make another Don't Forget video? I don't know. I actually spent quite a lot of time making that video, and I love the cinematics of it. And if people are watching and you don't know what Don't Forget video is, it's just a video on YouTube that I made. Starring Valentine. This one has Jebediah. He's launching and he never had a parachute with him. He lands on the moon, and he returns back to Kerbal and dies. Yeah, no parachute. Alright, so it looks like we're going to enter orbit, or at least out of the atmosphere at 70,000. So when that happens, I'm going to continue to burn prograde. Maybe fast forward a little bit more. Perfect. Should be almost good enough. I think to get into orbit, your speed needs to be 2,250. So I'm going to point prograde a little bit and just thrust up until we hit that. Ooh, a little too much, but whatever. So I think we've made it into orbit officially. We have just enough fuel to bring us home. Yay, we completed our goal. So while we're here, let's see if we can do some science, since we did lose all those experiments last time. Do pressure data, we already have that one, so we'll reset it. Temperature, log temperature, we already have that one, so we'll reset it. Mystery glue, we'll observe that one. A little bit of science, so we'll just keep that. Let's see what else we can do. Maybe a crew report. I think, yeah, we already did that one. So we'll reset the experiment. So if you have a look at, we never achieved our goal yet, which means we're not quite in a stable orbit. So probably when I hit right about here, I'm going to thrust forward just a little bit to bring this part up. So we'll fast forward a little bit just to get him over that area. Oh, the music is so relaxing in this game. So that should be good. So now I will point myself prograde. Gonna have a look at my electric charge there. We're slowly running low. You can see And we'll throttle up a little bit. I kind of hope that did it. Oh, it did. Orbit Kerbal. We achieved our goal. Woohoo! And I just hope I have enough fuel to bring him home. I would feel so, or her. I would feel bad. So it looks like the lowest point of my orbit is right about here. So if I want to bring her home, I'm going to burn right about here to try to lower that even more. So I'll fast forward a little bit. Ooh, too much. Good enough. So we'll point retrograde. And fire our engines for the last remaining fuel that we do have. And it looks like that's going to bring us home. Now, unfortunately, we might be coming in really, really fast, so we're probably going to lose our experiments again. Ooh, 15. Oh, we're high in space over Kerbal. So that means we can do these. Ooh, we're getting more science. Pressure data. I just hope we don't lose our experiments, because as it is right now, she can't get out. Because cannot disembark while off of Kerbal's surface. I need to upgrade my astronaut complex. I'm not allowed to lose anymore. I don't want to lose. I want Valentina to succeed. Crew report while flying in space over Kerbal. It's very round. Good assessment. Wow, that's pretty high up. Nice big blue ball. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to survive. But let's ditch this stage. Watch it fly off into space. And let's point to ourselves retrograde, which we already are. Fast forward time until we get back into the atmosphere, or at least close to it. Point myself retrograde again. Continue to fast forward. And once again, I'm entering the dark side of the planet when I'm returning. I never get good luck when I'm returning. Uh-oh. Maybe I should keep it on single speed. So if you move when you're on 4 times speed, your ship just goes crazy. So to hopefully save my science experiments, I'm going to try to do a little bit of turning. No, 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 no boom boom. Please, no boom boom. If I was able to do an EVA, I would have had Valentina take all of these experiments out and put it into the command module. And with me spinning like this, I'm hopefully relieving some of the pressure off these science experiments so they're not getting full cramps. And it looks like I actually might survive, possibly, but it's hard to tell. Coming in like a flaming fireball. We'll have a look at this. Slowly eating away our ablator, which helps us survive. Still no boom. Happy to hear that. But then again, we haven't entered the thickest part of the atmosphere yet. But we are slowing down quite a bit, so I think we actually survived. Which is good, because I do not want to do this with building Bob as my pilot. I think the first thing I'm going to do when I get back is see how much another pilot would cost me. Yay, we survived. Bob is best boy. I like Bill. Well, we made it through the atmosphere without destroying any of our science, so that's great. We can't really review any of our data or take any more science experiments. Oh, we can do that one. And maybe we can do that one too. No, we already did that one. So we're falling back down to the planet now. Still dark. Can't really see much. Fast forward until we hit 4,000 or even 5,000. 5,000 would probably be wiser since we're on the dark side of the planet. So we'll slow down and launch the parachute. Fast forward again. I'm happy we actually successfully completed that mission. So pretty much in the next video or stream, we will continue this. Land. Perfect. So we did get a little bit of science, and Valentina survived, which is better than what Jebediah did. So we're going to recover this vessel, and we're going to get a little bit of science from that. Now, we did unlock a Science Junior, which is a new experiment, and that will actually give us a lot more science, but we'll look into that on the next episode. For now, I just wanted to start and get ourselves into orbit at least. So next, we got 7-7 reputation. Ooh, she gained a level. Sorry, Jebediah, he's not gaining anything. Alright, so when I got back, I said I was going to look to see how much a pilot is. So if we want to get a pilot, it's going to cost us 62,000. We have 394,000, so I think that's worth it. Courage is high, stupidity is low, but that's the only pilot that we have. I would prefer the stupidity being really, really high up there, but I guess the courage will do. So we're going to enlist this Kerbal. Now we have a new pilot. Sorry, Jebediah, you've been replaced. Leave facility. Before I end it, let's just spend some science on our research here. What else can we get? We have 93 science. It looks like we can get either one of these or continue to get maybe 2 of these. So let's see what they have to offer us over here. Really big engines, we're not ready for that. Little tiny engines, that might be helpful. Fuel systems, ooh, more fuel tanks. What about down here? Space exploration. Ooh, this gives us a whole bunch of little experiments that we can do. EVA repair kit. How about miniaturization? Electrics. I think I'm gonna go with 2 of these ones. We'll go with the general construction so we can get ourselves this launch stability enhancer. And we will give ourselves some flight control. So now we have those, and that unlocks a whole bunch of new parts for us, leaving us with 3 science left over. Well, I'd like to thank you all for watching this stream. And if you enjoyed it, please subscribe. If not, oh well. Alright, you guys have a good Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a good one. Yeah, I know you wanted a boom boom, and I hope everybody has a good night as well. You did get a boom boom. We lost Jebediah in this video.